up, but whatever. Because breakfast left.
Oh, okay.
But checkers didn't even notice. There's no sticky traps though. The spy Samsky from LANpander playing really defensively, like not going for a pick at all, just going for his zombie shots, which he did wreck with yesterday.
It's really interesting. Breakfast has decided to, rather than rushing the left house, he's decided to play on the hill and wait for the jumpers so he can pressure. This is really, really interesting actually. Really good new tactic.
Actually, I think it was kind of lucky that they didn't have the Uber, because Kratos just got bombed and served him like 10 HP.
Samsky gets breakfast there with a nice pick on
on
the hill. That means that it's going to delay slightly. I think this is just sort of a suicide wave here, just making sure like they can get some picks in order to relieve some pressure on that hill.
Yeah,
but
this
is a big one.
It's going to be hard to push into, because now they get the full Uber advantage even. Oh, actually, both teams have Uber.
Yeah, I think like here as well, it's great because what's happening is the flank. There are players playing around the car, but also on the hill, and there are Ubers being exchanged here. Breakfast and his medic coming in to try and take the hill, and they have done quite successfully, taking down the sentry. And Breakfast is even pressuring hill even further.
They're going so aggressive there.
Yeah,
like,
so
they got
really
house as well, cleaned up in house, and yeah, LANpander has to fall back here. Oh, but there's a sticky trap from Hildreth, the Highlander Lord. We might get them. Oh no, that's too early.
Breakfast use the stickies. Like this area used to be quite dead too, but I think that it's freed up quite nicely. You can probably drop in. But Breakfast and sorry, who's that? CJ. It's obviously CJ. Breakfast and CJ like being really aggressive, and I think it's yeah, it is Quintosh playing demo, isn't it? Yeah. So Quintosh seems to be taking less heals. Like he seems to be just playing like around, well, with himself sort of thing, and Breakfast getting a lot of heals and doing a lot of work with the heals. So
yeah, but that was a pretty apparent mistake there from LANpander. I mean, that was just too offensive. Tried to hold second, now they don't have enough people up to hold
so
third.
Yeah, focusing on the LANpander side of things for a second, we've got a really sort of, well, you could call it like a standard sentry, but it's sort of in the vicinity of what you'd call standard. And then like what's happened is they haven't managed to get a good hold on second because the aggression from Breakfast, the aggression from DJ and the team just managed to roll them over onto third point, and actually even maybe onto last here as they push onto third point, and Mars not able to do much.
It's just twice the same mistake. Like they think they might be able to hold it, and then they only have half the players there, and Checkers pushing so aggressively that they that LANpander can't defend their point at all, and they go down 5 players again and miss those 5 players for the next hold.
Breakfast goes down there. They do pop the Uber. It might have been just sort of trying to like loosen things up on the top maybe. They did pop Uber, so I guess he was just trying to see what he could get, maybe a force if there was Uber. The red medic has got Uber. But this is like a pretty standard hold. Again, like with Bomb Blitz, it's difficult to play any other sorts of meta. Like this is, you know, it's not much room to work with. Holding on the top there, front stairs, slightly wider than before, allowing Breakfast to sort of. Do we have a pause?
We have a pause.
We have a pause. Okay.
So let's look at the situation here. CJ is 99% not going to die in the next second, and Kratos also has his Uber. But Hildreth got kind of spammed out up top. Like if they know that they did damage there, they can probably push off of that because like Marx is eating a sandwich as well. So
okay, so like again, we keep talking about standard positioning, and this is pretty standard. But you see, both teams are quite grouped up. You've got like all the people you want really in a group, so it's quite organized really. And I like how you've got Quintosh sort of pressuring main, and I like how Breakfast is pressuring front stairs. Maybe I think that in order to get something off, it's going to be difficult because they do have Steve sort of denying if they want to come in with Uber through the front stairs. But they maybe should try and get like Quintosh to get some early DPS on now or something like that. Did you just get disconnect as well? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like we might have it easy. Okay. Okay, we've just been told that the server might have crashed, which is unfortunate, but it's crashed on ours as well.
Yeah.
We can't see what's going on now, but we'll keep you posted, I guess.
Did you see the time? Like, what was the time?
I didn't see the time.
Pity. Because I think, like, what are they going to do now? Have another round when checkers was just rolling them, or start on third point with checkers having like
yeah,
2 30-minute cap.
I don't know what the rules are with that, but it seemed to be okay. So the servers. Okay, so it looks like we do have a crash because just been told all the checkers players aren't actually in TF2 anymore. So that's great. But you know, like looking back, it didn't look too close, but like I guess it's hard to tell just from like 3/4 of a round. So even though they did push 3 points quite quickly, it could have all gone to pot in last point. And actually, in Bomblit's last point is pretty much like your crown and glory sort of thing. It's your like that's a saying I don't even know, but like it's the thing you can pull it back with. You know, you can really just
like it's pretty well known for having long times not being kept at all. Even after it opened up, you can still have a pretty solid hold there and get a few minutes out of your enemies. But I really think the major problem was that LANpander after first always try to defend or go in or get a force with half their team, not the full team.
I think like okay, realistic. This is the right one. Did I? Sorry about this, guys. Okay, sorry. We're trying to rejoin right now, I think. Okay, cool. And our players joining, Foungi?
Yes, the players are coming.
Alright, cool. So we should be back up in a couple of minutes, hopefully, or less. Because people have started to join and that kind of stuff. Great. Alright, cool. So, like, I didn't manage to like focus much on what was going on with sort of pick classes. I know Samsky got a nice backstab onto breakfast early. It didn't really delay them in anything though. I think the picks that they're going to have to do is, it sounds sort of like silly to say this because it's such a good pick anyway, but I think they might have to sort of to delay so much aggression is to sort of get CJ early, you know, just get the medic. Just like really old-fashioned strat, just kill the medic.
Is this you shit-talking CJ because he has multiple frag movies about him dying?
So,
do you seriously think he's like the weak link in the team?
No,
or is it just...
I think no, not at all. I think like I think they're all working really well. I just think that in order for LANpander to sort of hold things together, you know, they've got really good players. All they need to do is sort of have some sort of
cohesion.
I think the problem was obviously on first they popped Uber, so they didn't have first Uber, did they? I don't think they did.
Yeah, but actually that was good for them because Kratos got bombed to the beautiful serve and got out on like, and then the others popped in.
Yeah, that's right. So
and he survived on 10 HP and then had like 50% advantage.
Right. So that okay, but like. Yeah, okay, so he used and it worked out, but like usually you wouldn't want to do that. But like, yeah, like what I really liked to see was the really early sort of pressure on Hill from like Breakfast and like the bombs, the synergy from Mighty Me and from obviously Hilldrift spamming over. Sorry, no, that's LANpander. Sorry, I mean sorry, yes, sorry. Because I'm looking at the roster now and I'm. Yeah, sorry. Quintosh and what I liked was Breakfast, Quintosh, that's what I meant. And Raptor, like the synergy was really great because what you had is you had a heavy ready to put DPS onto that sentry gun when you've had that pressure from Quintosh and from Raptor sort of at the same time. So it was really nice to see because what you usually see is a heavy coming through the left house, don't you?
Yeah, but like I think they could have easily, because like it was well planned, well executed, but they were standing like right around the corner at the bottom of that slope for like 15 seconds,
so
and like Samsky was just standing up top spamming his Zambi.
Yeah.
So they didn't know that the enemies were right here. Else they could have maybe gone for force themselves.
I think that if they sort of knew maybe that they were there, it would have been an easier sort of to deal with. Like, okay, they've just gone. They're in setup now as well, so we are live again. Do you think they're just doing a rerun or?
Apparently they just rerun it. Yeah. Okay. Everybody's running out.
That's probably the
more TF2 for everybody. This is
okay. Cool.
Stuff.
So, like, hopefully this will look a little bit better. Hopefully Kratos doesn't accidentally use Uber this time. Maybe it's going to be a little bit fairer in that respect, although it did work out for him. What we're going to hopefully pay attention to this time is sort of how quickly the car gets to where it needs to be, and sort of how quickly they're going to react to how quickly I suppose that LANpander are going to react, because they are attacking now, aren't they? So the teams have sort of switched.
Yeah, they switched teams. I don't know why, but if it feels better.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so this is interesting. Let's just take one step at a time here. So we've seen interesting sticky trap from Quintos just on that house. So if players do sort of go past it, you know it's going to be great. And he probably can see it quite well as well from where he is. We can get someone to call it. Alright, so we're getting some bombs in already. Mighty Meat gets taken out, a great headshot there.
Yeah, like you actually already see the difference. Like Kazul is, like he's not going for any shots, he's not doing anything like DPM wise, but he's just sitting there giving his team intel, and they exactly know where they are, they know when they're pushing, they can just spam them.
That's a great strategy actually, Cloak and Dagger. I think he's using the Cloak and Dagger there. And he's deep-cloaking now behind Maxi. Oh, misses the knife, but
he
wins the...
And Breakfast goes down.
Oh, so Breakfast got dropped in the Uber. That's going to be a pretty big disadvantage there for Checkers.
And Scissors going down as well. Oh, they're just getting rolled here. And now Hildreth is on the medic. Oh, close one.
Okay, so Hildreth gets taken out as well. It looks like what happened was I was focusing on Kazul for a second there, but Kazul won the DM fight with Maxi, meaning that they sort of relieved some pressure of, how do you pronounce it? Is it Kalu? Some Finnish name I can't pronounce. That's it, yeah. Alright, thank you.
It's Finnish. Just try to be drunk.
So, yeah, it freed it, they're
pushing through the intersection here.
Yeah,
and
so,
haven't been seen.
So what I like here is they're all sort of together. I would maybe try and push from the other side, but like this is working out well for them. And a great backstab from Samsky onto Quintosh is going to free this area up quite nicely, I think.
Yeah, now they got a solid hold here.
So like, yeah, so you can see that the sentry's in a pretty nice place. It's pretty standard again, but you can't ask for much more than that. And Breakfast with the sentry, so you've pretty much got really great like firing power up there. And as I said earlier, when they should have pushed from the left side, they've started doing that now. Mars trying to pressure the sentry a little bit, that's great to do early as well. And just a bit of a suicide. Oh my goodness.
Holy shit.
Steve just goes absolutely huge. What a flank play there from Steve. Going up the stairs, getting a double K.
It wasn't even a flank play. Like, Quintos tried to kill him all the way up the stairs, and then just doesn't get any damage on him, and he just kills like 2-3 people.
So Steve there going absolutely huge, getting a double kill with the sentry reflect, I think it was. Or was it a soldier reflect? It looked like
I think it was a soldier.
Okay, cool.
But I'm not sure. I was fine. Oh, what a pity. Kazoo tries to stab the medic, but Snooze went in, not even knowing that there was a spy. Saving his medic there.
Snooze sacrifices his life there to save Kratos, which sounds like a good trade. Like, it sounds like a good trade. So this is like really, for LANpander, quite decent. You know, they've got times during the car, they've got people pressuring the upper areas already, and it looks like Breakfast is holding really far back, which is, you can't do much more than that really. You know, if they're pressuring really hard, this is a great play actually. I like to do this as myself. These crates really work well. Breakfast does pick off Mars there, so great sort of defensive work from him.
Yeah, he's just sitting there unbothered, like nobody's getting damage on him. Now he gets a rocket, but that's it.
That's it, yeah, that's a great play. So what I was going to say is, like, we saw like how the the guys from LANpander just pushing in the main door, sort of uncontested until this point. So the cart got quite far forward, but Breakfast sort of knew he got the angles on it, and he was just waiting for the cart to come around the corner. But yeah, so this trap from Kuntosh on the front stairs is pretty cool as well. Sort of going to delay people going in there. Oh, and I think that was that Samsky? It was also because all just DRing.
And
right,
Kratos, that was a nice headshot.
The Kratos gets taken out, so this is going to really sort of delay them here, because pushing into last without a medic is going to be really a big ask for them.
They're just trying to get something, but it's like, it seems kind of half-hearted. But I think that was Steve again going in and getting the force.
Do we have
a pause.
Okay. Or a DC. Probably a pause. Like,
let's see.
So like, yeah, that was a great play. Like, Steve seems to be facilitating a lot of plays sort of like early. He got the double kill, he got the force on there, and so that's going to really free it up. I was worried there for a second for LANpander, because what happened was obviously they lost Kratos, yeah, they lost Kratos pretty before the push. There's not much they can do without a medic, as I said. So the force is really, really important for them.
Yeah, that just all like went in together, and I think Breakfast turned us back for a second there on defense, and then Steve comes in, goes past Quintosh and forces
which is
CJ.
Yeah, which is something you don't like at the lower levels of TFT. A pyro can be sort of like, you can sort of pin them as like the spy check guy, but in the higher divs especially, and we have got a DC here, so it looks like the server has crashed again. Right, okay. So the server, yeah, so we've just been told the server has crashed. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get it back up again. Unfortunately, we got slightly further into the game than we did last time, which was the sort of past the third point there.
So I think the time for checkers pushing third was something like 3 minutes and a half, and now we just saw 2 minutes 57.
Yeah, this is the thing about Bomblets, isn't it? Because get a solid Bomblets time every time. Oh, okay. Are we back? Okay. We're having some connection problems. It's cool. We'll sort it out. I will eventually finish my sentence, I promise.
And I'm back as well. There was some problem with the mumble as well, but like the guys are pretty fast at fixing the problems. So I hope that we have like a game going on again soon.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a shame, but like, who doesn't want to play like 3 games of Tier 2 at 10 o'clock in the morning? It's
Right now we've seen 3 quarters of a round of a best of 3. I mean, it's gonna be tough to make it in time.
I mean, so far, as you said, Foungi, we had 2 teams, both play offense to the third point, both did really well. So it does look close. I know it sounds crazy, but they both played offense and they both did quite well. So like, defense seems to be the weak point. Would you say it's a weakness for both of them, or is it just the map?
I guess it's mostly the map on the first few points, because you always get like fast times.
Yeah.
And it's just really hard to find the right timing for when to set up where, you know, you normally always, or at least lots of people say that second hold is too risky most of the time, and decide to just fall back to third. Or just take second and then fall back to last. But these 2 teams have actually both tried to set up on second, and like it looked like a solid hold for both teams, but it didn't really work out.
Mm-hmm.
Like they both times got like a pick and then just fell apart.
So we've got players joining the server again. Sorry about the disconnections and stuff goes, we'll hopefully get a full game soon. I'm not really sure what happened. I'm not a tech guy, so I can't tell you. I think John is working behind the scenes to fix everything.
Round of applause for John, please.
Yeah. So like, it might be boring again to watch first, but it's interesting because people might try out new strats and then might think things happen. Like, we wouldn't have seen Steve get a double kill if we hadn't restarted. So there's things to be grateful for. Yeah, it'd be exciting to see what Kazul does as well. Like, we saw him play Cloak and Dagger on the top of the rock. I'm surprised that he didn't get spy checked. I thought it was like a thing for pirates to go around and just flame rocks, but apparently he got away with it. But it was good because what he's doing is he's giving intel to his team, and it's really just a great thing to do as a spy because you can do a lot of work just with comms. And he probably had the comms all to himself just to tell him what to do. Yeah,
it's just describing the picture.
So we're waiting for one more player, and then we should be good to go again.
Yeah. Who is it? It looks like it's who the fuck? Yeah, I'm not supposed to say.
I think it's Kazul. Yeah, I think we just said it was Kazul. Yeah, so Kazul, we're waiting for him. He's probably just reconnecting. You know what we haven't done is talk about loadouts, because we've seen a lot of I would say a shift in the meta, but I'd say it's a very slight shift when it comes to sort of. I'm only really qualified to talk about heavy, really, but I can't. But like, I think like the Tomislav has come back, obviously with the changes, and I talk about the Tomislav a lot because I think it is actually a viable pickup for a heavy. But it depends. I find if you're going to play a more defensive play style, that the stock is better. But like, we could talk about stuff like that until the cows come home. So, but it'd be interesting. Let's just have a look, I guess, at the start of the round. What sort of loadouts the guys are running? It should be pretty standard. I don't expect us to see crits at this point, unless people start getting desperate, or unless CJ has a sort of a aneurysm and is replaced and that kind of stuff.
No, I think they're just gonna try what they did again and just try to make it a bit better. Because in the end, it worked for both teams. Like, their pushes were pretty good. They just need to adjust their defense a bit. But you say that you used some stuff. You did use it yesterday in our scrims, our officials. But neither of these heavies is using Tomislav.
Yeah, I guess it really depends on your map, and there are probably people that have looked into the stats and stuff. Like, it really depends on the map. Like, if you're going to play quite aggressive, Tomislav can be really good because you have that extra spin up time. So you sort of you're more prepared in a way. And if you're going to be a bit cheeky and maybe do some sort of ninja play, you've got the silent spin up, so you can just sit in like a fucking building somewhere and just drop down on someone. Anyway, that's getting into really specific stuff. Let's just talk about general stuff. Like, we saw Mighty Me do some real work with Quintosh, and I like the synergy. Not Quinosh. I keep getting these mixed up, don't I? Hildreth, and I really like the synergy that they've got with the scout and the soldier really working together well. And also, it comes down to DM. A lot of it. Mighty Me is a god at DM, so everyone knows that.
Like last he completely obliterated the scout for what's the name, for checkers.
Yeah.
I shot the direct hit. I get a double jump. That was pretty nice to watch.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like they've readied up. Well, the red team have readied up. I think we're still waiting for a player on the blue team for checkers. LANpander, sorry, LANpander. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So the other thing to mention as well about Mighty Me, we can talk about other players, but I saw what he did with the direct hit was he was just putting damage on players. Like, we saw he put damage onto Breakfast. Even though he didn't get a kill, he was putting damage out. And I think you can underestimate how much damage a soldier can put out, and especially with a scout as well. The flank did a really, really good job. So we are just waiting for this one player, and then hopefully we'll get a full round of Barn Blitz. We sort of know what to expect now from both teams. We saw LANpander and Checkers both attack, and then disconnect on the third point. So we know what to expect. Hopefully it won't happen a third time. Third time lucky. We'll see what goes on. but we saw some really sort of aggressive play straight away, and it seemed to get the ball rolling. Sorry, so we saw as soon as they captured the first point, it was sort of a roll straight from second. Even though Checkers did manage to get that hold onto Attic, it didn't last very long. With Steve just doing an epic play, coming in, as you said, Quintosh missing stuff. Yeah, blame it on the lag. And then Steve coming in, getting the really important frags because it freed up that whole area for them.
Yeah, Snipe and Demo was basically walking for free. Snipe and Demo down. Yeah, who are they still waiting for? I don't actually have the full roster here.
Is it? I'm not sure because they're all off coloring in the pregame, so it's really difficult for me to think. And I don't know. I don't know. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so like as a general thing at this level of TS2 Highlander, what's really, really nice is that every player on both teams is able to be a playmaker sort of thing. So people can play off them quite well, which just makes the life so much easier because if you've got everybody at that sort of level, you can just have really, really great plays together. Like Steve managing to do something like that for his team, which he, was not really expected of him. He wasn't expected to go and get a 2K, but because he's at the level he's playing at, he was able to do that, and the whole team was able to sort of, get with him and get forward after that. So that was great, and he sort of facilitated the push forward onto third and even last as well.
It also shows like Hildreth and Steve playing together for ages. And those guys just have some synergy. So
I think the other thing we forget to mention as well a lot of the time is how the comms are probably going to be at a really high standard. These guys can communicate with each other really, really well. And the other thing is, I think, at this level, you're going to be communicating really, really well. Everyone, not just 3 people, but every 9 people are going to be communicating at a really high level, just knowing the information that you need to sort of get forward and do stuff. And TF2 is really fun when that happens. So yeah, really cool. So I don't know what's going on. I think someone might be, I don't know, connecting.
It doesn't look like it.
Someone just came into our house. It's not.
You're not supposed to be
playing. Okay, no. Okay, good.
So, let's make some boring speculations. Who do you think is going to win?
Okay, this is really difficult because, as I say, we watched 2 games after third point. Like, they looked pretty similar in the playstyle, in that they sort of used the momentum from first and second onto third and last. So it's difficult, but if I was going to put money on it, I'd probably say that LANpander might have the edge, only just because I like the style, but then it's difficult because when I look at the Checkers lineup and see how they've been playing, I love how aggressive the combo from Checkers are. They're able to just go aggressive, keep the heels, and just bully people out of areas just because of how good the synergy is between both their demo and heavy. So I can't really answer that question, but maybe I'd put my money on LANpander for experience and also just because I like what I'm seeing. But then again, if I had extra money, then I would put it on Checkers as well. So like,
you bet on both.
I'd bet on both, yeah. So
yeah, like I think the question with LANpander is how consistently they can pull off like Steve plays, because there was really like they wouldn't have gotten through that hole without like a really good pick. And I think it seems like they're relying on the picks a bit, like I agree completely. Playing aggressively.
I agree completely with saying that they wouldn't get through it. I think what happened there was what Steve did was enable them to push without having to get Uber, go through the sort of hard push with Uber. So it allowed them to sort of save it for a later time. And actually, what happened was Kuzul did almost get the backstab that he needed onto it was Kratos, wasn't it? Yeah. And Snooze got in the way. It's not. That must be. Is it Kukaltu? No, it's not. Is it?
No, Snooze.
No, it's not Kukaltu. It looks like
he's not played in season 4 Prem or 5 Prem.
Okay.
as
Okay,
far
cool.
as I know.
So yeah, so Snooze's back has been really good, blocking the backstab from Kazul. Kazul probably wanted the medic, got the scout. You know, what can you do?
Yeah, that
got
would have that stab would have taken all the momentum from him. But
yeah. So you know, as you say, that play initiated sort of a roll onto third, enabling them to sort of use that Uber at a later date. So that was good. And we haven't really talked about the snipers, but we've got Maxi and the Finnish guy that I can't pronounce. Kula Hulu. Okay, cool. I've got it now.
It's I think like compared to the rest of the players here, they're rather unknown. But like recently, they both had their experiences in their national teams, so I think like the team leaders trust them. Like especially Hildreth. I've heard that he's pretty fond of Maxi, and they didn't like have too many big plays. Obviously, there was this one headshot by Kula Hulu onto Kratos. But apart from that, I haven't seen too much from them. It might be I'm just fucking bad at watching STV, but I guess I'll focus on that a bit more next time.
And we've just gone live here again. So for the third time, let's see what happens. We've got a really interesting strategy there from the red team there. Raptor whipping Yoshi up to the sort of upper spawn area here. He's put a teleporter up there. I can't actually tell what one it is. It's probably sort of an exit, is it? Yeah, it must be an exit. I'm not really sure what that's going to do. Maybe it's going to just... okay.
I think it's backwards teleporter, I think. And
looks like it's just like a forward one, but like I'm not really sure. Maybe he's going to use it at a later date. It looks
but
interesting.
they're setting up in house.
Maybe it's for the sniper. Because maybe you can't get up. Yeah, it is. Okay,
so
yeah,
that's it.
Hulu has just taken the telly, and they've destroyed it now. The Hulu's ready to snipe at the same place he would have done, but now he's just used the telly. Very cool. So pretty much they've set up in house barn this time, which we didn't talk about, but we were talking about it earlier. Like the old strategy, he actually set up in barn, so maybe this will work for them.
Yeah, but Hulu is now sitting back there with his Razorback as well, and up top there, so the spy pretty much can't do shit about him.
Looks like Samsi's going to go for it though. I think Samsi's gone for the telly.
Same time, LANpander's pushing in and Hildreth gets saved, and like this is what Hildreth warned Kratos about, that in Highlander you don't always need to save your pocket, because that there was just a useless pop. Like, they got the Uber out of Checkers as well, but they didn't get anything with it. Like, they got a bit of damage.
Yeah, so
Uber and Hildreth jumped back out.
Yeah, so we had some Ubers exchanged, we had some players flying everywhere. It looked like what happened was they popped quite early on the LANpander side. Hildreth got sort of juggled around. It wasn't a great Uber from them, like not due to their fault. It was just sort of Uber exchange. It looks like what's going to happen here now, I'd expect. And oh, look at this. Oh, okay, good pick from Mars. Deox gets taken out only just though, as Mars sits on the dispenser for safety.
Kratos went down as well again.
Great play from Snooze. Absolutely great. Yeah. Excuse me.
I guess you get it now.
And Snooze manages to just get that cab over the line, so that's great. And the sentry is picked up, or is it? Yeah, it is picked up. Great play. Breakfast trying to get out with Fist of Steel. Can he do it? Oh, great. It's a bait. Nice, it's a bait from Breakfast Jr. As he comes around the corner, Hildreth gets taken out by Kulu. Great play.
Yeah, like, that was kind of weird, because Breakfast was holding basically alone on hill, waiting for them to come. And then there's so much time, but great backstab from Kazul onto the cart, onto Mars.
He was sitting on top of the cart there for a bit. Just chilling, just getting some cap time, that's cool. Raptor, Raptor's going to be able to get Maxi here. I don't know if that was a miscommunication. Maxi just sort of tried to get a headshot there. Maybe onto the sniper, maybe onto the engineer there. And they're pressuring this top area, and Raptor does get taken out Steve with a reflex. Never fails. Raptor should know how good.
Oh no, they're going downstairs. They're pushing.
Steve's going again for this play. The sentry is being rebuilt here, so it is
shoving him in first to force the Uber.
This is that was a really bad time to rebuild the sentry.
I guess the original plan was to Uber and Steve push the combo away and then let Hildreth kill the sentry or the engine.
Oh, and Steve's on the medic. DJ gets sort of. There's been a lot of plays around the Spencers here.
Holy shit, they get torn apart. Steve getting breakfast there as well, and Mars getting...
oh my goodness, Steve again on Raptor. Reflect. Everything's moving so quickly, we're trying to keep up. Mars trying to track the scout there, DeutschLAN on the cart. He'll just take him out.
Steve is on 5 kill streak as a pyro. 6 kills.
And they've only got 2 up right now.
So aggressive here. Steve is the furthest forward. He's up top now. He's being spotted by who?
But Steve's already on last. Look at that.
Oh, and that's just no extension. Will Kratos survive?
Mars coming in the side. Steve on to breakfast, and that's too much damage for breakfast. And breakfast gets taken out really early. This is going to be hopefully the LANpander a really fast roll onto last if they can't hold this. Demo and heavy down for the checkers team.
And the sentry is really far back at the spawn, it's just level 1.
You know what was great about that was Steve was so far in, he wasn't even called because he was too far ahead of the game, and managing to come in with Mars, great synergy from Mars and Steve, managing to just sort of take out breakfast. There's too much damage, breakfast can't tank that much.
They're shoving back into spawn.
Into spawn now, yeah, as breakfast get taken out again. And this is the fastest time I think we've seen today.
CJ going down as well, but Kratos as well, so there's no medics involved. Snipers down for both teams.
Wow.
And it doesn't look like we actually want to push this. So they have a good. Oh no, now they're in. Oh, Mars is
if you look where Mars is up top, sort of at the top spawn, not really caring what people think. And he drops down, there is a sentry there, so he does get taken out, and the fat man is down. Sort of hopefully stabilising here. Like, we had some really big exchanges from all classes. Sort of calmed down a little bit as breakfast regains the top ground with his medic, and I don't know, that was really crazy. Great play though from them. Maxi sort of far up on the left side. Yeah, he does get taken out by Scissors. Great play from Scissors. Maxi trying to take advantage of that free flank. Wasn't free in the end though. It's Hildreth pressuring the front stairs.
Both powers though not babysitting at all, just getting aggressive and going for the flank plays. And oh, Raptor and Scissors get 2 kills on the flank, and I think this is locker room open for.
Yeah, so Mighty Me and Hildreth. Mighty Me was up there, he did get taken out, but Hildreth up top, spamming onto the combo here. This is not what they want. As CJ does pop Uber.
And again, I think it was again, yeah, Steve Panda coming in getting the force,
so
and it's
CJ,
the force
CJ
on medic and pyro, so they're not getting anything with this, they're just falling back a bit.
So we've got Raptor, sorry to interrupt, we've got Raptor here sitting in the locker room. This is pretty standard. I've said standard a lot this scrim, official, sorry, so I should really stop saying it, but it is pretty standard, so whatever. Here comes Steve. Steve's straight into the medic, and I've got to give him some credit here. This is great play from Steve. He's just in the front line all the time, and he's not taking damage.
He's just getting 2 frags as well, but it seems like Checkers actually winning this.
Yeah, I think
if they
so,
can't
like,
finish off Mars.
Oh,
but Mars is
no,
just hiding there. Mars just getting so much damage.
Oh, Mars just went huge.
Will he get another one?
I don't know if there's a miscommunication from Quintosh.
No, it's just Mighty Me left. I put my money on Mighty Me, but
the guy,
he just died.
So Raptor cheated there, and so whatever, Mighty Me, we still love you. So like, what happened was, I don't know what happened to Quintosh. Quintosh like was delirious or something. Like he came in, and he dropped down, and Mars was just spraying everybody. Breakfast got taken down again early, not early, sorry, late. Like Breakfast did a lot of work. He got taken that Hildreth down, sorry, and then he did get taken out. There's a lot of damage coming out from both teams. Like really great DM skills. Hildreth putting stickies onto Breakfast.
Yeah,
Breakfast knows what's going on.
There's the left-hand side so far.
Breakfast got great angle there.
Like, he's not with his medic, he's just
oh, that was actually a really good play though.
And then Kazoo comes in and gets like 3 stabs. 4, I think there's 3-4 kills for Kazoo. Just kill the sniper, the medic, the demo, I think.
This is what we were talking about earlier, Foungi. The synergy between the players. Breakfast went in there, but what it threw out was, because he knew Kazoo was behind, he could sort of distract them. And Breakfast put a lot of damage onto them, which didn't actually result in anything. But what happened was, on a damage front, but what it resulted in was Kazoo getting a 3k there, managing to take out the medic and the heavy, and that was a really great play from both of them. So they played off each other there, the heavy and the spy, which is what I like to do with my team as well, with Spyro. So we do that a lot as well. So this is sort of great play. sort of standard as well. I keep saying standard. I'll stop. We've got Quintosh, Breakfast, and CJ, even Scissors as well, sitting up this top. Scissors making sure that. Sorry,
Quintosh
is it something?
He's got a fully charged body shot. And they're pushing the right side. They're stacking the right side, LANpander. And yeah, checkers know what's up.
So we've got
and
like
get way better either. And they might be able to cut them off, but no, Breakfast's not going for it.
Yeah, Breakfast peeking the flank here, he's also peeking main. Maxi was peeking in main. I was going to sort of spec him for a second because I was interested to see if he could get a pick there. But it's good pressure. This is a really solid hold now.
Yeah.
You know, we were a bit worried earlier that maybe they lost the stability they needed to hold. But this is what we were talking about as well, Foungi, like how you can pull it back. All the last point is so important for the bumpers.
And this already is an 8-minute hold. Like 5 minutes on last. So it looks really damn good for checkers, to be honest. If they can pull off their offense from last round, they're gonna be fine. But Sniper gets taken down on both teams, and CJ dies.
CJ gets taken out,
Steve again. Like, they're just wasting so much on Steve. You get so many buffs.
And the conch is actually used as well from Mighty Me there. Coming in, they're getting a speed boost and a heal boost when they attack people. That's really, really useful.
Gets taken out, so
do we have a connection issue again? Not again. So, unfortunately, what seems to happen is, Hildreth is levitating, and, well, a lot of people are levitating, actually. Mars is using this sort of, like, lamp area. Really interesting, actually. I've never seen it before. He's spamming down onto that gun. I don't know if he actually has the angle for it. Let me have a look. We do have a disconnect. So he doesn't have the angle, but he's there just in case people want to run out. But what was really useful there for the guys on the blue team, LANpander, is Mighty came in great late conch, which enabled them to sort of wipe up any remaining players for checkers after they've sort of been bashed about a bit. So, and the was even been popped here as well for LANpander. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can have a reconnect. I hope this game doesn't have to restart again, because that would be annoying, but you know, if it has to happen. So what do you think, Foungi, so far? I mean, it's been really solid from both teams. I like how they stabilised on last. I like how checkers sort of managed to pull it back together. And Breakfast and Quintos getting frags, and just everyone else pulling their weight as well, and Kazul and people just pulling their weight. So really, really interesting to see.
I think that it's LANpander, that's the name. LANpander need to, or should have, done something like this earlier, because they just went in with a few guys, because like they got to pick Steve playing absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I completely agree, actually.
And then like he gets a pick, and then Hildreth wants to push immediately, but I guess he's like used to HighPander, and these guys, well, they're not as used to each other, and it takes a little longer.
Yeah.
And then they go in with 4 or 5 players. And it doesn't work, but this time they took Mighty Me with them and the conch, and we just lost connection to the server again.
So we've lost connection again. I'm sorry about this, guys. Like, John is working his ass off behind the stream to sort of fix it. It's unfortunately not going in his favour right now. I'm not sure what the problem is exactly, but we have had connection problems like this morning, so sorry about that. But like, let's talk about the game, because that's more interesting. You know, what I haven't noticed much is sort of like, I haven't been looking at the pick classes, but they seem to be doing a lot of work. And when we talk about pick classes, we sort of usually mean Spy and Sniper, right? But like, we look at the Pyros, and they're both Scissors and Steve, Premiership players, doing absolutely amazing tons, like so much work. Steve is doing so much work. Like, he's on the front line, putting damage out, doing all that kind of stuff. Really, really great to see.
He's pretty much like the pick class for his team, or like the playmaker. Like when they even into last, they just took they took Hildreth and Steve together in with the Uber. No heavy, no soldier, nothing. They just trust in Steve to finish off the close range frags.
Yeah, what I really liked was how we were talking about the playmakers, how every player can sort of make a play and they can play off it. But Steve, as you said, it seems to be the main playmaker right now. I'm not saying he is maybe in because I know he played to HighPander and that kind of stuff, but he seems to just know what to do. Like he went into last, and because he was there, the heavy was enabled to come in, get breakfast, and he knew he can win a 1v1 with breakfast because he has more HP, he's already sitting up. But because Steve came in, more damage, 2v1, it's a 2v1 situation. You should win a 2v1 situation every single time. There's no way you should lose that. So it's great positioning from Steve, enabling him to come in, just clean up people, and do so much damage for his team. So it's really, really great to see. And we have actually had some really great plays so far. It looks like we
get a connect again here.
So hopefully, is this a different server perhaps? Or is this the same? It's a different one. Okay, cool. So we're connecting. All right, cool.
Okay.
So we've been given a different connect. Fingers crossed, this should work. Sorry to everyone who has wanted to see results. Like some people might be here for results and stuff. Well, we haven't actually managed to finish our rounds yet, but that's just due to connection issues. We've got players joining. Don't worry, we aren't playing 2-4. We are going to be playing Bomblets still.
Though I think 2-4 will be interesting as well.
You know, the other thing I was going to mention is how the conch has been used on both teams, like My Team E and the Raps are both picking up that unlock. Seems to be working for them really well because what it does.
And they're both playing with the black box as well after the update, which has been like called dumb by some players.
Yeah,
I think Shadowburn's not doing it anymore, for example.
Well, like with the black box, the nerf is it was a nerf and sort of a buff, was it? Because if you hit rockets, you can get more health. Is that right? Or was it a bit of a nerf where you can't hit multiple targets and get healed for them? I can't really remember. But with the conch, like what's happening or what we're seeing happening is the conch is being used, and actually our team Camfo is using the conch as well a lot. It just gives that extra bit of
it's like a small Uber.
Yeah,
a small Uber that just gives your team so much health to work
and
with.
If you've got that and you use it late in a team fight, you've got like extra just fuel in the tank just to burn off. It's just really great to see a lot of teams using it, and that's what we love about Tier 2 is how many sort of weapons and stuff. We love to see new stuff, and especially if weapons have been changed, and that's why I think that there are a lot of weapons out there that could be viable in TFT Highlander that maybe there aren't. So yeah, it's cool. I'm excited to see what happens. It will be exciting if we can finish a round, but that's just due to connection. Sorry about that, guys.
I don't actually know how much time there is, because next round is starting in 20 minutes, so I guess we'll have some delay.
I think there will be a delay,
this will be a best of one, if we don't have a best of time for best of 3.
I don't want to speak for the organisers.
Yeah, neither do I.
I don't want to speak for the organisers, but what I assume would happen is that because you're an organiser.
No, I'm not an organizer anymore.
You're not an organizer.
I'm the head caster. I'm not the head organizer.
Okay. Well, I'd imagine what would happen is there'll just be a delay and that they have to play the other games later. Maybe the people have to go. I don't really know. Anyways,
players are joining the server.
Yeah, so we're on Bomblets. The 4th time. Is it the 4th time?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so the 4th time lucky. It's not saying that you hear a lot, but you know. You just got to increase the number by 1. You know, we're here, ready to go, and all the teams have played really well. Unfortunately, I don't really know what's going on. I think maybe they're just going to play, and just hopefully this time it won't disconnect. Like I'm not really sure.
I think they're just going to play again, and then we wait for something from Stinson probably. Whether there is a best of 3 or a best of 1 because of time.
Right, okay. Yeah,
because the schedule is pretty tight. There will be 5 more games today, I think.
There are a lot of games today. It's the Saturday, so it's
5 more rounds.
Yeah, so it's the main day for the tournament here. Tomorrow is going to be obviously the finals. So we need those results in. We need the games to be played so we can have those finals and people can get those places. So hopefully we'll get going soon. Sorry about the delay, guys, but we're sort of having some connection issues and John's working behind the scenes to get it fixed, and we're sort of just sitting here waiting for the game to start. Players are joining. It looks like mostly the checkers lineup, or is it a mixture? It looks like a mixture actually.
So 3.
So it looks like the checkers house have managed to join, but the LANpander guys are still waking up. They're trying to get into the server. We're still
they got wrong info. Like somebody on the mumble said they should join server 1, and
yeah.
now they're on server 1 and don't know why they're there. Well, top organization.
Oh, okay. So okay. So 2 servers running. Okay, cool.
They're coming now.
So what we saw last round? Let's talk about the game a little bit. Like we saw the engineer. Really interesting. Raptor whipping him up to get the teleport for Kulu, so he could snipe in sort of the standard.
I think he got 2 frags there. Like some decent. He did not cut. I think he got the scout twice, something like that.
Yeah. So it's giving him a sideline at least that he wouldn't get otherwise, and that's cool. So, but the most interesting thing was how after he set the exit up, he went into house, into the barn, in the barn area, and set up a level 3 in there. Now, we were talking about how they set up on hill. What's the advantage, Foungi, of having a sentry in barn, do you think?
I think what they tried to do is bait people into pushing main into the barn, and then have Kula snipe them. But who was it? Like the attacking team still pushed top, and then pushed into like a LANpander, still pushed top, and didn't like walk into the sniper side line. But obviously they wanted to avoid the spam coming down onto the main entrance to barn. Yeah. So they just cleared out hill and then have an easy access where they're not on low ground. So it's an interesting strategy to run, like the level 3 in barn, but I think like these days with the changes to the map, it's rather uncommon because there's this backdoor obviously into barn where like I think I can get in.
Yeah, that's fine. Like the thing I wanted to mention as well to do with the sentry position is if you do have it in barn, like what I think I don't think it's redundant. I think it's interesting. You might catch people off guard. Like what I didn't like was how Snooze was able, like, great play from him. He did really, really well, actually. He was out of the sort of range for the sentry, hiding behind the car, able to sort of push it over, even though level 3 was still up. So Snooze did really, really well. Got the cab. That's exactly what they wanted. So I don't think it's redundant. All I think is the sentry is better on hill because you can have someone rotate to barn really easy, maybe a soldier, maybe even a heavy. Like, a heavy can do really, like, a lot of work in barn from there, although you do probably want him on hill. Sorry,
there's not too many angles. Like it's hard for demo soldier and heavy to get anybody standing up top in barn, just because you just can't spam the floor. You need to go into the barn to actually shoot your stickies because of the arc. And for heavy as well, there's this the floor, this balcony is in the way. So it's like you're not going to get a lot of damage easily in barn if there's somebody up top and they can just spam down on you. So it's I think as well that it's better to have your sentry on hill and then rotate somebody in. But combined with the sniper, it was a neat idea. We'll see if they do it again.
Maybe
it works better next time.
I completely forgot about the synergy there because if you do have it, you've got actually a sniper watching that car. And it seems like they focused a lot of their efforts into the barn area so that they could sort of hold it down a bit. So we've got like 9 players on this team and 8 players on this team. Sorry about the background noise, guys.
It's just Mighty Me's back.
Mighty Me's in spectator, so we're ready to go, hopefully soon.
Do you think that checkers grow stronger from their onions?
Say again, sorry?
Do you think that the checkers are stronger because of their onions?
I think, like, you're absolutely right. Onions are great. Like, I had an onion yesterday. We both ate onions. I feel great today. I feel like I've really just, upped it up. So, upped it up. I don't know if that's a saying. We're creating some English, sayings today.
Yeah.
It's because it's before 12. Like, this is unheard of. Okay, so we've got 9 players on each team now. This is great. Okay, so hopefully we're making progress. Fingers crossed we can actually finish around here, so we can, we've got games to play. Like, come on, guys. I don't know what the problem is. John, again, like, we've got to give props to him because he's working through all of this. It was TF2. John says it was TF2.
It was TF2.
Blame
we didn't have that yesterday, and it's pretty unfortunate because yesterday there were only logs from without damage stats, without heal stats, just kills.
Okay.
So I think we tried to get TF2 working tonight, but it apparently messes with the server. So No live logs, no damage for us. What a pity.
Yeah. So John has said it's tier 2. So we've confirmed that the problem isn't with us, and there's nothing we can do if it does. We're trying it. Well, we're
It's
trying
with TF True. TF True.
TF True. Not TF2. TF True.
TF True.
Sounds the same.
Config.
Sounds like
config.
Oh, the config. Right. Sorry, I'm with you now. I'm with you. Okay. All right. Cool. So hopefully now we sort of know what the problem is. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can just play and see if we can finish around. Let's just quickly go over the rosters again. So Foungi,
And
give us a rundown on the checkers roster.
Actually setting up, but this looks.
Oh, are they? There's 2 minutes setup.
2 minutes 26 setup. That's kind of weird.
I think it's my. Is it the HUD or is it the actual game? Because like, it's the HUD. Okay, HUD. Yeah. So let's just do that. It's the HUD. All right. So we're on setup time. 45 seconds left. Cool. Okay. Should we just quickly go down the roster? I'll give you a rundown here of the LANpander roster. We've got Kratos on medic, who did really well. Mighty Me, huge player, done a lot of work. Maxi as well. Mars, huge plays from him as well last round. Samsky done a lot of work as well. I love the picks that he's getting, and I love the positioning that he's doing as well. Ducking behind some stairs, using that invis watch, just managing to just get at people that he needs. Kukaltu, really experienced player. Great NG. This is some good positioning. Hildrith as well. Everyone knows Hildrith, the demo man, doing a lot of DPS actually. And Steve, we just don't have to mention Steve. He's done a lot of stuff, and Snooze as well, and they are coming out the gate. So maybe you have a quick rundown for the checkers roster here, Foungi.
Well, there's a little aggression coming. Checkers roster, CJ on medic, who did a pretty solid job. Scissors obviously, and Pyro with amazing DM. Not really babysitting his medic, but it wouldn't be like of that much use anyways, because Samsky is just going for the revolver kills most of the time.
Yeah.
Then Quintosh on demo, also playing really amazing, a really aggressive demo man, and had some really good damage. Breakfast was really good in the first round, but like on his own.
Yeah,
but then
about
I think afterwards he kind of only synergized with his team, like no big plays from him on his own. There were some nice coordinates.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you really quick, because what we had there was a really sort of cluster on the car there, trying to push it in. Breakfast with Fist of Steel, getting that tankiness, and they do get the cap, so really well played there from the Oaks.
Look at Kazul. Kazul is hiding on the backwards teleporter from the NG. He's just standing behind it, waiting for the NG to take the sentry back and back.
That's a really interesting thing, actually.
He's sitting around there.
So that's some game sense
classic
right there.
Kazul.
So Kazul's waiting for that. Sorry, I interrupted Foungi. I'm talking about the checkers roster there, but this is cool. So like we're having pressure here on first. The NG's been and Kazul gets it. Great play from Kazul. Like really great play there. He didn't expect that at all, and Kakao caught off guard there. The better game sense from Kazul. Really great play, and that's something you'll only see at this level. Really great play. I can see myself now just sapping the teleporter and forgetting that the engine might take it. So let's quickly talk here. Scissors even. My bad. Scissors. Pressuring the cart. Unfortunately, getting taken out there. So this is what I'm talking about with the flank. Breakfast does take down Mighty Me.
There was an air pipe from Quintosh there.
Oh, really?
Mighty Me got wrecked.
Really great play. So they got taken out, but the flank do really well.
Talking about Kazul, he sometimes gets a bit of trash talk, but what he does really well is just synergize with his team and do what they need. Like he's always onto the sapping, getting the easy frags, and like you need somebody to do that.
Yeah,
and that was just a beautiful play. Like he did nothing for like half a minute or more, but then he just did exactly what his team needed.
That's all they need, yeah.
And now they don't have a proper setup.
Now talking about it, yeah, excuse me, we're sort of setting up here on the hill, on the attic. Mars and Gakalti trying to hold down the area. It looks like Gakalti's got a level 1 up there. He's trying to upgrade it, and Samsky doing a bit of sniping, doing a bit of revolver play, and Raptor does take down Samsky. So that's the end of that.
But Samsky and Steve just completely stopped that push there.
Yeah.
Like Hildrith could have easily, Quintosh could have easily taken out the sentry. But like Steve just denied everything he shot, and then he got killed by Samsky. So it was a really nice shutdown on main. And now they're going behind them actually.
Oh yeah, so
they
here comes.
Below, they got forced below.
So Breakfast. If you guys don't know already, we had this gunbuster update where a lot of things were changed, and the heavy got a really interesting, but kind of not OP. But like he does a bit more sentry damage now, so the heavy is a little bit more useful in pushes like that. Before, if you had a heavy standing there shooting his gun, it wouldn't do much. So Breakfast, it's really important that you get the heavy in the push now for the sentry gun. So Breakfast and sort of Hildred's got knocked forwards there. Breakfast trying to focus. Huge bomb from Raptor taking down Kratos. Really well played from Raptor. And
Mars goes down as well.
Sorry, Mars goes down. Yeah.
It's just a level 1 third.
I was going to say Breakfast.
Maxi getting the snipe on Breakfast, but like if they can shut down a Maxi and push, they're going to get this third point easily.
I think Kakautu needs to get back here. Kakautu's up by himself, and Kakautu has decided just to abandon the sentry. He gets taken out by Yoshi.
That was really lucky there.
Yeah, so like great bomb from Raptor. Sort of, again, the card just rolled backwards a bit there, but Raptor coming in, taking out Kratos, means that Kratos has only just sort of spawned, getting the charges now. He's got like 20%. Yeah. Oh, okay, so Brazil gets Mars again.
This is just a messy DM fight.
Yeah, like so this is not really organised. What's happening, you guys can see on the stream, is we've got Kakautu's determined to get this level 1 up, and he has done. He's trying to upgrade it, because what they really want is another bomb coming in from Raptor there, sorry.
Raptor nearly getting away with his life. That would have been
that would have been pretty cool.
But then we goes down, Sentry will go down as well, and it's just Kakautu and CJ caught here. Going up the Kakautu and Kratos horror. And it's who goes chasing.
So what we've got here, what we tried, they have used the Uber here on last. I think Kratos maybe got forced here. Did you say he got forced?
Yeah, he got chased by Quinto.
Okay, well played from him, because that was going to free up Blast a little bit for them. What I was going to say was, what they tried to do a little bit too much, and Kratos does get taken out by Quinto. So each play from him, he's done a lot of work in the last couple of seconds. What we were saying is they tried to hold 32 lines. Here comes the Uber.
He is the Uber, yeah. They just have advantage.
Quintosh, huge play with Scotsman Skullcutter there, and he's going to go for a double kill with it. He does get the double. Quintosh, huge plays here. Really great play, and he's going to take down Kakautu's sentry, and Kazul's going to stop
mocking him. And this is a very, very solid push, like especially compared to what LANpander did.
So this is just completely shut down Samsky. Unfortunately, Samsky didn't get anything there. He tried to get something on the cart.
And this is going to be the cart.
He got heavy on the cart, and it's just over.
And it's
We've actually finished a round, ladies and gentlemen.
And this last push was all Quintosh.
So, are they only playing to 1?
Mission begins in
It looks like they're leaving the server.
They're only playing 1.
So we had 3.5 rounds, 4. So guys, what happened was, like, from my opinion at least, the red team tried to defend third just a little bit too long. Kakautu getting caught out by Kazul, by the other players. He tried to set up a sentry once or twice, and unfortunately didn't work for him.
In my eyes, that last push was all Quintosh.
Yeah.
When they cleaned up their third hold, Quintosh kept chasing, and first he forces Kratos in a completely awful position, like on their last on low ground with an NG. And then he teams up with his medic, goes back in, kills the medic, like the other medic, kills Kratos after forcing him. And then comes in and gets like 3 kills on last, and that's just round for them.
So Quintosh did really well. Yeah, he got the force, as you said. Yeah, got the medic, did a lot of work for his team. It looked like after that, it was just like a really big cluster ball onto that cart, and it just didn't stop until last. So it looks like everyone's left the server. It looks like we are only playing 1 round. Are we only playing 1 round? I think so.
I don't know, to be honest. This is like kind of a side plan, but since the players are not playing, I guess we're only playing 1 round. And I don't actually know who this goes to now. I think they agreed on like a 9:35 time or something. Like I read that in chat earlier, but they said LANpander's time to push was 9:35 because they nearly had it there. Like at the end when it froze for the last time, they won last with like 3 people up from checkers, and they were still on. So
it's weird because what we saw was what we saw was in all the rounds, even though they didn't finish them, but it's really, really sort of snowballing play. Like up to 3rd, up to 4th, the attacking team did just sort of roll. So we had a sort of stable round. I'm looking at the logs here as well, Fungi,
Yeah, and
for the game, and
it's
like,
just Quintosh just doing so much damage.
yeah, we usually see demos at the top of the damage, especially at this level. That it's really difficult to get higher damage. It's heavy, especially in bomblets and that kind of stuff. But Quintosh, huge damage, almost 5k,
Oh.
6-9.
Yeah, I see why. I see why. Kratos tried to spread the heals a lot, and what? Oh yeah,